Solving exponential equations. So an exponential equation is when I have a variable up in the power. Okay, so for this to work, we have a little rule, and it's a to the x equals a to the y. So what the rule says is if the bases are the same, that's the bottom number down here. Okay, if the bases are the same, and I know the two segments or the two terms are equal, then the powers have to be equal. So if they're equal to each other and the a's are the same, the x and the y also have to be the same. So the key in this lesson is to make the bases the same. And so when I look at this one here, I go, okay, well, look at 2 to the x equals 2 to the 5. So the question is, what would have to be here to make these the same? Well, since the bases are the same, the answer is just 5. Okay, x equals 5. So what happens is we need to know some of our common products or how to multiply numbers, and that's really going to be the big issue here. So what I need to know is that 27 is the same as 3 times 3 times 3. Okay? And if I did a factor tree on that, to kind of prove that real quickly, I get that. So 27 is the same as 3 to the third. All right, 27 can be rewritten as 3 to the third. So that's what I'm trying to do here is make these bases the same. So now I can say, well, if the base is the same, it's just x equals 3. Looking at another similar type problem here. 4 to the x equals 64. So I got to rewrite these with bases that are the same. So I'm going to try to rewrite these as bases 4. So that's 4 to the x. 64 is the same as 4 to the third. Okay. So rewrite that a little darker here. Same as 4 to the third. So that means x just equals 3. Now, here's where things can get a little trickier is I got to remember another rule, and the rule is this. X to the negative 1 is 1 over positive x to the positive 1. Okay. And so we spent a lot of time looking at this rule going this direction, but it also can go back in the other direction. So whenever I have a fraction, the first thing I want to do is try to rewrite it not as a fraction. So I'm going to leave this side alone. Okay, and using this rule, this is equal to the same as 5 to the negative 1. Okay, now that I got the bases the same, the answer is negative 1. Okay. Looking at the next one, I got to use the same rule like I did up here. Okay, and what I'm going to say is, all right, so first thing is I'm going to get rid of the fraction. Say 2 to the x equals 1. Or 16 to the negative 1. Well, now I have a problem of they're not the same number, but I do know that 16 is the same as 2 to the fourth. Okay, so you got to be careful here. So this is going to be 2 to the fourth, that to the negative 1. All right, so I just turned the 16. So now I got to. This is power to a power, so I multiply these powers. Right? And so that's x to the negative 4. X equals negative 4.